Hey, Dan Carlton here, founder of the Paragraph Project and Planner U. So a lot of times you have brands that are trying to expand what they do, either offer new products through extensions or enter new markets or what have you. And I think the big challenge for companies is to understand where their boundaries are. So if you have a brand here and it's essentially trying to have some sort of kind of growth, get from point A to point B, what they have to realize is that there is like this invisible wall between where they are now and where they want to go, right? So you have some sort of boundary that is going to impede them from getting where they want to go, right? So that at some point they're going to kind of hit a wall. And the way to figure out where that wall is obviously talk to the customer, figure out what the elasticity of the brand is and where they are giving you permission to play. You don't have to necessarily concede to wherever that boundary is, but you need to recognize it and address it and move your brand forward to that certain point. And once you kind of get to the limits of where consumers will let you go, then over time, that box expands and you can go even further. And then over time, you can ultimately get to where you want to go. But the key is knowing where the boundary exists today by talking to customers and figuring out where they will let your brand play and where they won't let it play. Get to that point, and once they're familiar and comfortable with you there, then you can start to push the boundary again. But if you try to go right from where you are now to where you ultimately want to be down the road, you can lose trust with customers. They can start to not only reject where you're going, but it can erode the position that you currently have and you started with. So you always want to be mindful of where customers will let you go and figure out how to play within the boundaries that they're creating. Don't see those as limitations, just understand that you need to take things in stages and steps and recognize what those steps are and how to get from that point to the next one, the interim step, and then maybe a little bit further and a little bit further. And as you stage that out, it's going to give you a much more higher rate of success in terms of growing your brand and extending it into new areas.